Well, hey y'all. Gonna do another knife review. This one is on a Moore Maker Trapper. The company of Moore Maker is located in Matador, Texas. And let me turn this knife around. You'll see it right there on the bolster. Matador, Texas. And on the other side, it just says Moore Maker on the bolsters. While these are owned by a Texas company, this knife was not made in Texas. I didn't know that until I did a little research. Moore Maker will contract out different people to make the knives, but whoever they contract, they're really high quality. And they'll tell you if you call them. This one was made by Utica. And then Case made some of them. And their lower end, I think they got Bear and Sons and somebody else. But anyway, this one was made by Utica, which is a really good knife company. It's been around a long time in New York. But as you can see, it is a homage to Texas. And then on the other side has a Texas inlay. And Moore Maker is definitely a Texas company. I don't begrudge them of contracting out their knives because they make a quality knife. If you look at this knife, we'll go all around, do a little tour. You'll see that the knife has really good fit and finish. The bolster pins are a little bit proud, not bad. Here they are definitely smooth. This is the pivot pin, I should say. It doesn't have a super strong pull, but the back spring is pretty stout, good stout. It comes in this box here, for those of you that get excited about the box. And it talks about Moore Maker knives and the warranty and all that good kind of stuff. Let me open it up for you. I'll do that off camera. It has a standard drop point blade. Now you can see some good honest use on this knife because I use it. One thing, see how they do a good job really getting a point on that drop point. And then I'll open up the spade blade for you. Pretty standard for a trapper. The thing about the Case trappers is they don't put that really good point on there like Moore Maker does. And like I said, this one's got some scratches from use and stuff like that because it has been used. But I think it's a really attractive knife. These are yellow bone handles, and they did a pretty good job of that. You know, got the Lone Star there, and they got the Shield of Texas inlaid there. I wanted to get this review out before Texas Independence Day, which was yesterday, but, you know, close enough. And for all of our Texas friends, I do want to wish all y'all a happy Texas independence. I'm sure in Mexico they don't celebrate that too much, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, where I live here in West Texas, a lot of the cowboys and ranchers that I know, they carry this knife. They carry Moore Makers. I got this one up in Alpine, Texas, which is definitely a ranching community. Very cool. By a really cool place called Big Bend Saddlery. And if you haven't been there, they're not quite as storied as El Paso Saddlery because all the gunslingers didn't go in there, but they are a very well-known, excuse me, had a cough there a little bit, very well-known, very established saddle shop, and they make very high-end quality stuff. Maybe I'll show it later. I don't have it with me, but I got a real nice sheath for this knife, belt sheath. And, you know, I just throw it in my pocket. But if you're ever in Alpine, Texas, please do stop by the Big Bend Saddle Shop. They got everything a cowboy could want. Even wannabe cowboys, I think. Once again, taking a tour around the knife, I'll try to show you the snap a little bit. It's got real good snap on it. You know, so that back spring's doing its job. It's real high quality built knife, like I said. I have seen a lot of ranchers that I know, and when I was a kid, I used to work for a lot of ranches around that area, as a matter of fact, and I've seen them use this knife to good effect. You know, cutting the balls off of bulls and a bunch of other tasks. And those guys, they either carry, in fact, the majority of them carry these. They carry the Moore Makers. And then the other ones will carry a yellow-handled trapper. And then a small minority will carry Bokers and other colored trappers. But the majority, they're carrying Moore Makers for some reason. They've really made a lot of inroads in the ranching community. I think Moore Maker still makes some tools. They make, I don't think they build any knives in-house. I think they built one fixed blade, and they built some nippers, and maybe brands. I'm not sure. You can call them and ask them, but they definitely don't make their pocket knives. But that's all right. They all the designs and everything that they have are, I think even the machinery, it's owned by Moore Maker, and they're made to their exact specifications. And this is, yeah, it's a user knife. That bone is pretty. That yellow is dyed all the way through. It's real nice color. Thing I like about these knives is they got a little bit of ruggedness to them. They're not as finely polished as some knives, but they're built as good as any knife, if that makes any sense. But when you put it in your hand, you know it's a working man's tool. It's a really good pride of ownership and high quality knife. So if you're looking for a little Texas tradition, get yourself a Moore Maker knife. And if you live in New Mexico or somewhere else, I think they make a knife with a tribute to Oklahoma and another one for New Mexico, I do believe. And I think they make this same knife with a well pump shield, you know, for oil workers or people that have oil on their land. And they do a couple other limited designs. I think they even have one that they make, I'm going to butcher the name here, Bocoat Cactus. That's a cactus that grows out here. It's got little holes in the stem. And they make a real pretty handle material. They make some out of mesquite wood and some other stuff. If you're not doing anything, you messing around, check out mooremaker.com, and you're liable to see some really cool stuff. Anyway, that's my review of the Moore Maker Trapper. If you got any questions, you can put them down below, or you can call Moore Maker directly. I think the number's on there, 800, whatever that is. You can pause it and read it. And they're a real good group of guys if you call them down there in Matador, Texas, which is, I'm not really sure where Matador is. I think it's up in the Panhandle or something. I'm not really sure. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you down the road.